You would.
Filming, is it?
It is filming, yes. No, my boss is on it.
Thank you to my camera woman.
Camera woman.
Better be calling you a man. But this is a Suzuki Baleno. It is mine. Not that to indicate that Sarah doesn't own it at all, as in it's not borrowed, it's not leased. Just doing some general, very short drive. I do want to try and do a longer version of this, sort of more at speed. But the reason we're doing it this way is my camera for the dash cam. It's supposed to be a 400 quid dash cam. It is not a 400 quid dash cam, so some of the footage and sound is not the greatest. And couldn't have chosen a worse time to do it, really, with lunchtime traffic. So this is in the middle of the post called A Very Long Review. I quite like the car. I'm amazed there's not more of it around. However, the reason why I think there's not an awful lot of them around is more because of Suzuki being primarily a maker of super minis. You've got so much choice, because you've got the Solaria, you've got the Ignis, you've got the Swift, you've got this. That's just 4 cars in their lineup, and then you've got a big gap to the Jimny, the S-Cross, and then the Vitara. This car's about the same size inside as a Ford Focus. It's not got the dimensions of a Ford Focus. Sideways on it is not a particularly good looking car. From the rear it looks like a very big car, and from the front it's actually got a quite cutesy front end on it. It's very similar to a concept they had for a saloon car a number of years ago. It did sell over here, but it was an import, and imports don't always go very well. It's a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo booster jet. Makes a fine noise when you poke it. It's not got any turbo lag that I've noticed. Sometimes in first gear, well, I guess, yeah, maybe a tiny bit of turbo lag, where you do need to hoof it a little bit more than you would like to hoof it. But it's not the end of the world. Second gear on it is incredibly wide. You can go from 2 miles an hour up to 60 miles an hour in it, making quite a fine noise. I have been able to get I think it's 56.3 miles per gallon I'm getting at the moment out of it, and listed it's 62.7. So for a change, it's a car you can actually get very close to what they've listed. I'm looking at trying to buy another one, if I can afford to do so. When I bought this, there were 2 trim levels, the SZT, which is what I've got, and the SZ5. The only difference at the time when I bought this between the T and the 5, the T didn't have automatic air conditioning or parking sensors, and if memory serves me correctly, I don't think, well, I haven't got cruise control on this, but I can't remember if the 5 came with it. But now it's all changed because there's an SZ3 at the bottom of the range. So if I was to replace it, my recommendation would be the SZT. On the T we get, just point it and look at that, camera person, got a reversing camera on it, and this is a car that's at the moment selling at £10,500. It's not the greatest of reversing cameras, but it is a help.
Just go again.
Where did you stop it at?
When you said sat-nav.
So this car's got a built-in sat-nav on it. Again, it's not the most fantastic of sat-navs. That's not my postcode. I don't know where that is for.
That was for the recycling centre.
Was it? Okay. But put in your postcode, it's not... It's changed. When I bought this, it didn't have the QWERTY layout. It was a different layout on the keyboard. I don't know where the hell that is, but it's going to calculate it.
The route has been calculated.
So everything that you would normally get on a sat-nav, your route, duration, what time you expect to get there, the distance, and the time it is now. That clock and the clock on by the Speedo are not in sync. 2 completely different clocks. This has been updated since I bought it. It had to go in for an update. It's now got something on it to tell you what your speed is, sorry, what the speed limit is. But as usual, you should really use the signs that are around to tell you whether or not it's any good. Voice command is not fantastic. Let's see if it'll work.
Please say a command.
Stop guidance.
Do you want to stop route guidance?
Yes.
Stopping route guidance.
So it's worked this time, but the worst thing that this has done, on one occasion I said to call, and I said call, and then I said my partner's name, and it said, do you want to call, and then it came up with her dad's name. No one else. Don't know whether the car's trying to tell me something I need to be doing, or not be doing, I don't know. The worst one though, and this got an awful lot of laughter out of her uncle and her grandma, when I one time I said call and then said a name, it said, do you want to listen to Kansas Carry On My Wayward Son? Which I was in an eternal conflict because I did want to listen to it, but I had to tell her that I'd finished work. So hopefully we got a more in-depth version of this coming your way at some point soon, but read the rest of the blog and see what we get. Velocity Kinetics has been made in association with Road Race Parts. Top quality, best prices, no compromise. Head to roadraceparts.com to get parts for your racing vehicles now.